Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I have no idea why I said it like that. Today we're going to be talking about all the books I want to read in the month of March, aka my March TBR. This month I plan on, hopefully, fingers crossed, being able to read at least 13 books. I hope. Because my quantity of books has been at least around 13, 14 books a month, I think I can swing it. I do have a lot of fantasy in here, so we will see. First, I want to talk about the books that I don't currently own right now, but they're on their way to me. I have two so far. The first one is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This one is a YA romantasy, and I believe it also has magical realism, if that is even a thing. Like, is it romantasy or is it magical realism? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm so interested in this one because they are supposed to be fated mates, but in their lifetimes, they end up killing each other over and over again. And I don't even know how that's gonna work. I don't know the reason why, but this sounds so good. They've loved each other in 1,000 lifetimes. They've killed each other in every one. Is this gonna have some tension, some enemies to lovers? YA? You guys, I am so excited. The next one that I can't wait to get my hands on is Cara Bastone's new release, which is Promise Me Sunshine. I have a feeling that this book is going to be so sad. You guys all know that last year I read Ready or Not, and we all know how much I loved and adored that book. This one I don't think is going to disappoint either, but I feel like this one is going to be more emotional. How do you find yourself after you lose the one you love the most? Come on. Really? That's how it's gonna start? Grieving the loss of her best friend, a young woman's life is turned upside down when she meets a grumpy stranger who swears he can help her live again in this heartwarming, slow burn romance. Ready or Not was also a slow burn. It was also very heartwarming. Grumpy Sunshine. Look at the cover. It is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to read this. Now let's talk about the books that I have currently started this month and I hope to finish as well. We're gonna first start off with Riftborne by Greenwich and Lennox. I've heard nothing but incredible things about this book. Everybody says it's the next book to read after Fourth Wing, even though it's a little similar as far as Training at a College goes, but it's not at the same time. I don't know. I've heard really great things. I'm already 24% into it, and I will tell you this. It is a slow start for me. I don't see the hype yet, but that doesn't mean that I won't love it as the book progresses. So I'm really hoping that I'm just as obsessed with this book as everybody else seems to be. A woman with a secret power navigates a city of prejudice, faces a growing threat, and confronts her feelings for a mysterious general in a thrilling fantasy adventure. We have the trainer-trainee enemies to lovers. We have an FMC who doesn't know what her power is. So here we have our main MMC who happens to be a general who is willing to train her and teach her how to basically obtain her powers and how to control her powers. So I don't know, I think this is gonna be great. I think there's gonna be angst, tension, banter, everything that we all love in a romantasy. Next we have, okay, this is very exciting because this is my very first book by this author and I am so excited to be able to read this month. That is Malice by John Gwynne. My first John Gwynne book. This is the first book in the Faithful and the Fallen series, and I believe this was his debut novel, and he did such an incredible job writing this. If I could describe this book to you in a very short sentence, it would be Game of Thrones meets Vikings, but make it better. Someone literally stated that this is better than Game of Thrones. Anything that's better than Game of Thrones, are you insane? Game of Thrones was exceptionally good. And I'm talking about the TV show, okay? I haven't read the books. I'm sorry, I haven't read the books. But the TV show was phenomenal. And you're telling me that this is better than that? I must read it. I must. So I feel like this, because John Gwynne is known to write his books with such complexity, very intricate plotline, flushed out characters, the magic system is incredible, the world building is so detailed. I feel like this is the kind of book that I will be reading in between some of these books in my stack, only because I know that the first book is supposed to be a lot of info dumpy, a lot of character development, a lot of world building. We are introduced to the world, the magic system, why the characters are so essential, why they're so important. So I know it's a slow start. I'm very aware of that and I'm very prepared. This is also a 4-book series, and I've heard that everybody's least favorite book is the first one, even though the first one was an amazing book. The series just gets better and better as the books progress, and I am so excited about this. I will tell you, I did start it. I'm already on page 132. Again, it's a slow build, but I am very invested already. I'm super interested. We are given the POVs of at least 4 or 5 plus characters, and I'm absolutely loving it. I love it. Even though all these characters are living their own lives in different parts of this universe, obviously they're all essential to the story, but I also feel like their lives will intertwine with each other throughout the books, I think. We have all kinds of monsters in here. We have animal companions, we have giants, we have all kinds of different beasts, hungry for power people, backstabbing people, deceiving people, all different kinds of characters. I was super excited to start this, but I was also very scared because, again, this is like very intricate, very complex, and I've tried to just listen to it as I'm doing chores around the house. Forget it. I can't. I have to sit down and actually immerse myself with the book and the audio. Otherwise, I will get lost, because the first chapters of the book, already we're introduced to at least 7 characters. And I know that even though some of those are side characters, they will be super important and essential throughout the story. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to finish it and tell you guys my thoughts by the end of the month. Listen, don't give me a hard time about this book. You have seen this book in multiple videos, in multiple TBR videos. This is embarrassing at this point. I don't know why I haven't started and finished it. Given the fact that this is the very last book concluding this series, I hope I can get through it this month. Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I just don't feel like the couple in this book interests me. I could be completely wrong. This could be an exceptionally amazing book. I'm not excited for their storyline, which is probably why it's just been sitting there. It's been rolling over every month. But I hope I can finish this month, okay? And the reason why I want to finish it this month is because I really, really, really want to jump into Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in her newest series. I think the 4th book already came out. I've heard that some people actually like this series better than the Chestnut Spring series, and we all know how beloved that series is. This is Best Friend's little sister. So we have Forbidden Love there. We probably have an age gap too. I could be mistaken. I don't know. I just know that I have a feeling I'm gonna absolutely love this book. As a little palate cleanser, I feel like this is gonna be so fun, and this book specifically has been in my library, on my shelves, ever since I started booktube. Like, forever. It's been on my physical TBR for the longest time. To Hate Adam Connor by Ella Mays. Now, I read her Marriage of One a few years ago, and I absolutely freaking devoured that book. I loved it so much. So I told myself I was going to buy another one of her books, and this was it. And it's been sitting, collecting dust on my shelf. And I feel like this month, because I have a lot of different genres in here and a lot of heavy books, I feel like this is going to be the best palate cleanser. And this story is very funny because we are following Lucy and Adam, and Adam Connor is this well-known movie star. He is a celebrity, okay? And he happens to live next to Lucy. Lucy has no idea though. So one day, for some reason, Adam is getting it on with another woman, you know, in his living room. I guess his house is pretty easy to look into because as he's doing his thing, Lucy spots him and for some reason decides it's a good idea to kind of spy on the fact that he's doing this. This is very humorous because the story doesn't stop there. Lucy does this and then she gets caught, and so he calls the police on her and she goes to jail. So, I mean, their first encounter already, you know, is so freaking hilarious. Obviously, she's gonna hate him for this, and obviously there's gonna be a lot of banter, a lot of back and forth. I can't wait. I don't know why I haven't just jumped into this. When I was picking my TBR yesterday, I was like, okay, let's see if even the first sentence gets me hooked. And it says this: I believe in love wholeheartedly. Seriously, don't shake your head like that. I do. I can picture those of you who already know me snickering. Well, don't. Yes. Then I finally want to pick up the next book in the Legacy of God series. I think that's the name of this dark romance series. That would be God of Pain by Rena Kent. Yep, it's a Legacy of Gods. Read the first book. Everybody is obsessed and loves the first book, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was great. I just I might not be like your huge fan of dark romance. I enjoy it, but like I'm not like the biggest fan. So that's why I took a little break. I want to pick this up because I do want to continue the series. I know that it's a really great dark romance series. These are dark romance college mafia books. The princess is taken by the god of pain. I made a terrible mistake being a mafia princess. I knew my fate was already decided, but I went ahead and longed for the wrong one. Creighton King is bad news with a gorgeous exterior. He's silent, brooding, and obviously emotionally unavailable. So I thought it's over until he awakens a beast inside me. My name is Annika Volkov, and I'm Creighton's worst enemy. He won't stop until he breaks me or I break him. I'm excited. After reading the first book, this couple or this future couple was mentioned in there, and I was so intrigued by their dynamic. So when I realized that their romance was book 2, I was just like, yes. How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. This is book 1. Right now there's 3 books out. I don't know the name of the series, but I've heard such incredible things, and I've heard that even though this is a tiny little book, there's so much jam-packed in here. Well, I think I've seen people talk about the fact that this was like heartbreaking and sad, and they made them cry, but it was so good, and I am just intrigued. A forbidden obsession, unyielding family alliance, 3 deadly challenges. Oh, and the series is called The Infatuated Fae. This is book 1. When a trip into the forest to collect a rare mushroom for her research goes horribly wrong, biologist Callie Peterson finds herself falling through a fairy portal and straight into the arms of an unseelie fae prince. The dangerously unhinged and viciously handsome unseelie fae prince. He thinks she's an assassin sent by the humans to kill him, not a scientist, and he imprisons her in his realm, where unwittingly, why do I say that so stupid? Unwittingly, don't mind me. His obsession with her begins to grow. Prince Mendix has never felt anything but loathing until his eyes met hers. This vile human assassin's. He believes she's here to kill him, yet her beauty is a parasite that has mercilessly latched onto his mind and won't let go. I just love how that is described. I know that the writing in here is going to be so lush and good. He itches to feel her smooth skin, even though the unseelie royals would rather burn than touch a human. It's a dangerous desire. If he does not destroy the girl soon, she may be the only thing capable of destroying him. Yes, please. The next 3 books I want to talk about are books that are part of my 2025 TBR stack that you see behind here. I'm slowly chipping away at it. If it's not too much, I might do these 3 books all in one vlog. If you don't know, I did announce that I'll be doing like a vlog series with these books just to hold myself accountable and actually read them. If it's not too much, I'll end up doing a whole vlog based on these 3 books. They're 2 different types of series. If it's too much and the vlog becomes too long, I might do a part 2. The first 2 books in the Bridge Kingdom book 1, and then we have The Traitor Queen book 2 by Danielle L. Jensen. Look how beautiful these freaking paperback covers are. Anyways, what I learned about these books is that I think there's going to be 6 books in this whole universe. However, each duology within the series follows a set of characters, a couple. So books 1 and 2 follows a specific couple, and then we follow it with book 3 and 4, and so on and so on. So I'm happy that I don't have to binge the entire, I don't know, 5 or 6 book series. I can read books 1 and 2, take a break, and then pick up the books as I go. I'm excited because I heard this was so good. This was heartbreaking. The first book leaves you on the biggest cliffhanger, and I just can't wait to find out. A sweet, sizzling fantasy romance filled with political intrigue, yes, and passionate love. A warrior princess trained in isolation, Laura is driven by 2 centuries. The first is that King Aaron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy, and the second is that she'll be the one to bring him to his knees. The only route through a storm-ravaged world, the Bridge Kingdom of Ethicana, enriches herself and deprives its rivals, including Laura's homeland. So when she's sent there as a bride under the guise of peace, Laura is prepared to do whatever it takes to fracture the impenetrable defenses. She was raised to be kind of like a weapon to this world. We have her do a marriage of convenience in order to bring alliance. She has agreed to do this in order to eliminate him. So I'm so excited. Enemies to lovers, marriage of convenience. This is another book that I have rolled over. Okay, I really wanted to read this last month, but I didn't end up reading it because I saw someone on TikTok talking about the fact that you can intertwine a different series and combine it with this one. And I was so discouraged by that because if you didn't know, the same thing happened to me with Zodiac Academy. There's 9 books in that series and I just wanted to read the 9 damn books, okay? But then somebody suggested, or a few people suggested, that the best reading experience you will get is by intertwining the Ruthless Boys series, which is a set of 5 books, with Zodiac Academy. And so I really want to jump into Zodiac Academy, but I'm on book 3 of the Ruthless Boys. Anyways, I didn't want to do that again, so I got discouraged. Blood and Steel by Helen Shumore. This is the first book in the Legends of Thesmar series, and I'm gonna tell you this, I'm not gonna intertwine anything. I'm not. I'm just gonna read it as it's intended. Okay, I'm gonna read the quartet. I'm gonna read books 1 through 4 of this series. I'm not going to go and combine other series. I'm gonna drive myself crazy by doing that because I don't want to read like 50 books. I just want to read a completed 4-book series and then call it a day. This is about a trainer and a trainee who fall in love. And I've heard these books are so bingeable. And really, that's all I know about it, and I just can't wait to start it. If I have time, which I did not include in the stack, I do want to read book 4 of the Zodiac Academy series. I might just take a step back and take a break from reading the Ruthless Boys series. I do have 2 books left in that series, but it's like a Why Choose Polyamorous series. And I honestly, if she doesn't end up with one guy, I'm going to pull my hair out. I don't think that kind of storyline is for me. Like, I enjoy it, but then I get tired of like the FMC not picking a guy. And so I get annoyed by it. Anyways, I'm just throwing that out there in case you see Zodiac Academy book 4 on my wrap up next month. The very last book would be Cassandra Clare's Swordcatcher. This is her first adult romantasy. I had no idea that this was a romantasy. I thought that this was just a good high fantasy. I'm intrigued because book 2 I think just came out last month or this month, and I do want to get to it. I want to read at least one of her books, and I want to start with this one. Yeah, this is an epic fantasy series. I don't know who I ran across that said that this was a romantasy, but I'm very, very interested. This has been sitting on my shelf forever. Expert world building, swordplay, and politics. A colorful cast of characters and a story that kept me reading. And that's said by George R. Martin. Anything that man says, I need to just freaking read. I don't want to go into the synopsis, or I don't really want to know what this book is essentially about. I just want to go in it blind. But this will be a book that I try to get to this month. Look at this. Everything I Look For in Fantasy by George R. Martin. Again, blurbed in the front of the book. That's insane. That's awesome. If he says that, this has to be incredible. Welcome to an all-new fantasy world. Forbidden love, dangerous magic, and a secret that could break the kingdom. Let the Chronicles of Castellane begin. So those are all the books that I'm hoping to get to in March. As you see, like, I have a very colorful stack of all different genres, which is my thing, up my alley. You know, I love that, especially given I'm such an annoying mood reader. So that's it. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!